Hello all, it's Peter here again, and our next topic is actually religion, but more specifically, why it is still here in the modern era. The question is, what has kept religion so strong throughout these thousands of years of our existence? Well, to simplify the essential reasoning behind it all really breaks down to three powerful phrases. One, leadership control, or really leadership control over a large population in society. Now, two, hope and reassurance. This is a very prominent one right now. In life, there is always going to be suffering. And three, eternal law, or laws that last forever, regardless of the current leadership. Now, let's begin with leadership control. Start the example with the Qin dynasty. The Qin was ruled by a leader named Shang Yang. He used very strict, harsh punishment, and he successfully eliminated many scholars who differed from his legalist views. Uh, Evidently, though, his dynasty only lasted 15 years. It's really not that long, from 221 to 206 BC. Once he died, his son took place as the emperor, and he was still a kid, new and vulnerable, and a rebellion took place, ending the Qin dynasty and putting the Han in reign. So, now let's compare the Qin dynasty to a much more extensive dynasty known as the Shang, right? That dynasty lasted 1,000 years. The Shang based their power on mandate of heaven, or in English, I guess that would really translate to I claim myself king because, or emperor because God said I was. It's kind of ridiculous if you think about it, but that's what it was at the time. So anyways, to conclude that leadership control, in the early years of man gaining control over civilizations was one of the largest struggles for leaders of their time. I mean, many found that the easiest way to gain control was not from law. No, it was from mindset. And what's a better mindset than religion? It's structured, it's in your brain, it's self-forced. Well, there you go. It definitely beats law and fear of harsh punishment, because eventually people get pissed off. Now, to the second point, hope and reassurance, right? This is a big one for the modern day people. People cannot bear the thought of their loved ones, especially the innocent, dead, deceased, suffering. We are really programmed genetically to see the future, to seek living, survival. It's just not in our nature to fathom someone dead and completely out of this world, right? Hence the afterlife, heaven, in the Christian religion. Okay, now, so the next one. This was most probably the first spark for religion, and it is now becoming the last reason it is still here, because of science. You see, science is swiftly and accurately replacing the gaps of knowledge that we once sought to fill, aka the questions of life and nature. You see, throughout history, man wondered, you know, be it the tribal stages, the medieval stages, we want to know, why did it rain? Where do we go when we die? What's beyond the sky? And all these questions, they could all be answered from religion. Religion back then was really science. They brought logic to the people of their time. It brought reasoning. Referencing Greek mythology, Zeus, for instance, made it rain because he was crying, and occasionally struck out his lightning bolt in anger. That was the mood he was in. People understood that people have emotions. Maybe the gods do too. Anyways, however successful we were, whether it be in Mesopotamia with the invention of the wheel, or Albert Einstein's theory of relativity, some questions still cannot be answered. How big is this universe? Who was here a billion years ago? Things like that. Where is God? What is God? So as long as we have those questions, as long as we cannot solve the dilemmas that every species that lives has, dying, suffering, we will indeed have religion. What are your thoughts? Comment below. Thank you for your time.